Hello students, yesterday we talked about measurement of angles, all the three systems in which the angle can be measured, and conversion of angle from one system to another. And today we shall talk about few more questions on the concept and how to find an angle between two hands of a watch. So before proceeding, let's start few questions. Like the very first question you have, one angle of a triangle, one angle of a triangle is 2x upon 3 grades. Another is 3x by 2. Another is 3x by 2 degrees, whilst the third is pi x by 75 radians. Express them all in degrees. Now you can check. In this question, all the three angles are given in different systems. One angle is in centesimal system, grades. Other is in sexagesimal system, which is degrees. And third angle is in circular system, which is radians. And we need to find all the angles in degrees. So what we will do is, we convert all the angles from different systems to sexagesimal systems. Like we know 100 grades is equal to 90 degrees, or this implies 1 grade is equal to 9 by 10 degrees. Or yesterday I told you, like if you want to convert grades into degrees, multiply both sides by 9 by 10. Therefore 2x by 3 grades is equal to 2x by 3 multiplied by 9 by 10 degrees. That comes out to be 3x by 5 degrees. And third angle, second angle is in degrees. Second angle is 3x by 2 degrees. Since it is already in degrees, therefore there is no need to change that. And third angle is equal to pi x upon 75 radians. Now what to do? If we want to convert radians into degrees, then multiply it with 180 upon pi. Multiply this thing by 180 upon pi degrees. Now pi goes with pi, and 15 5s are 15 12s are. So you have 12x upon 5 degrees. So sum of angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degree. This implies 3x upon 5 plus 3x by 2, 3x upon 5 degrees, 3x by 2 degrees plus 12x upon 5 degrees is equal to 180 degree. Now solve this. Take LCM. What you will get is take LCM. LCM is 10, then it is 6x plus 15x plus 24x is equal to 180. So 15 plus 6, 21, 21 plus 24, that will give you 45x is equal to 1800, or x is equal to 40. Now when x is equal to 40, first angle that is 3x by 5 degrees. Substitute x is equal to 40, that will give you 24 degrees. Second angle, that is 3x by 2. So when x is 40, so that will give you 60 degrees. And third angle is 12x by 5 degrees. So that on solving, this gives you how much? 48, 8 12s are 96 degrees. So the three angles in degrees are 24 degrees, 60 degrees and 96 degrees. What we have done in this question? We are given angles in three different systems and we are required to find them in degrees. So convert grades into degrees, convert radians into degrees, add them up, and sum of the angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Find the value of x, then substitute the value of x subsequently in all the three angles and you will find the angles. Let's take up another question. The circular measure of two angles of a triangle are respectively half radian and 1/3 radians. What is the number of degrees? What is the number of degrees in third angle? As I told you yesterday, if units are not specified, then it has to be radians. So here the units are not given, so angles are half radian and 1/3 radians. So what you need to do is convert these two angles into degrees first. 1/2 radians is equal to 1/2 into 180 upon pi degrees. This is 90 into 7 upon 22 degrees. This is equal to, substitute the value of pi, which is 7 upon 22, then it will be 630 by 22 degrees, or this is 315 by 11 degrees. Convert into mixed fraction, that is equal to 11 2s are 22, 95, 8s are 28, 88, 88, then it is 7 by 11 degrees. 28 degrees complete. 7 into 60, 420 by 11 minutes. This is 28 degrees. Again, express this into mixed fraction. 11 3s are 33, 98, 2 by 11 minutes. This is 28 degrees, 38 minutes and 120 by 11 seconds. So on solving, you will have 28 degrees, 38 minutes and 11 seconds approx. Now what about 1/3 radians? It is 1/3 into 180 upon pi degrees. This is 60 into 7 upon 22 degrees, and on solving you will have 210 by 11 degrees, or this comes out to be 11 1 by 11, 119, 1 by 11 degrees. Express this into mixed fraction. Now 1 by 11, 19 degrees complete. To convert this into minutes, multiply this thing 1 by 11 by 60. So 60 by 11 minutes. This is 19 degrees. 60 upon 11, that will give you 5 by 11 minutes. 19 degrees, 5 minutes complete. Now this 5 by 11 minutes can be converted into seconds by multiplying this thing by 60. So 5 by 11 into 60, that is 300 by 11 seconds. That is 19 degrees, 5 minutes. This is 22, 80, 27 seconds respective, approximately. So sum of these two angles, sum of two angles is equal to, इन दोनों का सम कितना होगा? 28 डिग्री 38 मिनट्स 11 seconds plus 19 degrees 5 minutes 27 seconds. Now minutes are to be added in minutes, seconds are to be added in seconds, and degrees are to be added in degrees. 11 seconds plus 27 seconds, that will give you 38 seconds. 38 minutes plus 5 minutes, 43 minutes. 28 degrees plus 19 degrees, that will give you 47 degrees. So sum of the two angles is 47 degrees, 43 minutes and 38 seconds. Now to solve this thing, we know sum of the angles of a triangle is, now you got this thing. First of all, half radians be converted into degrees, minutes and seconds. 1 by 3 radians also converted into degrees, minutes and seconds. Then both are added. Seconds are added to seconds, minutes are added to minutes, and degrees are added to degrees. Now we know sum of angles of a triangle. Sum of angles of a triangle is equal to 180 degree. Let the third angle be x. So x plus sum of other two angles, which is 47 degree 43 minutes 38 seconds, is equal to 180 degree. So x is equal to 180 degree minus 47 degree 43 minutes 38 seconds. Now how to solve this thing? Again, if the seconds are added to seconds, minutes are added to minutes, same seconds are to be subtracted from seconds, minutes are to be subtracted from minutes, and degrees are to be subtracted from degrees. But here you can say we do not have any minutes or seconds, but we can create. How come? So 1 degree is 60 minutes. So I can write 179 degrees 60 minutes. This 1 degree can be written as 60 minutes minus 47 degree 43 minutes 38 seconds. That is 179 degrees 59 minutes. Again 1 minute can be written as 60 seconds minus 47 degree 43 minutes 38 seconds. So now subtract seconds from seconds, that will give you 60 minus 38. So that is 22 seconds. 59 minus 43, 16 minutes. 179 minus 47, 132 degrees 16 minutes 22 seconds. So that is the how we solve. If we do not have minutes and seconds, then we can produce them like converting 180 degrees 179 degree plus 1 degree. That 1 degree can be written as 60 minutes, which further that 60 minute can be written as 59 minutes plus 1 minute. That 1 minute is 60 seconds. So 180 degree can be written as 179 degree 59 minutes 60 seconds. Now subtract seconds from seconds, minutes from minutes, and degrees from degrees. Let's take up another question. the angles of a triangle are in AP. The angles of a triangle are in AP, and the number of degrees in the least is to the number of radians in the greatest is 90:pi. Find the angles in degrees. Find the angles in degrees. Now check out. Angles of a triangle are in AP. So there are three angles. If three terms in AP are to be taken, then we take the three terms as A minus D, A plus D. So let the angles be A minus D, A plus D. We know sum of the angles of a triangle A minus D plus A plus D is equal to 60 degree. This implies 180 degree. So 3A is equal to 180 degree implies A is equal to 60 degree. Now greatest angle is A plus D degrees. This is given. Now we need to convert into radians because we have to find the ratio of least angle in degrees to the greatest angle in radians. So to convert this into radians, what we need to do is multiply the angle with pi upon 180. So A plus D into pi upon 180 radians, and least angle is equal to A minus D degrees. So according to question, least angle in degrees upon greatest angle in radian is equal to, least angle in degrees is A minus D upon greatest angle in radians, A plus D into pi upon 180 is equal to, it is given as 90 upon pi. Now solve this thing. This is A minus D multiplied by 180 upon A plus D multiplied by pi is equal to 90 upon pi. This pi and pi cancels. 90 2s are 180. So open the brackets. You will have 2A minus 2D is equal to A plus D, or A is equal to 3D, or D is equal to A by 3, or it is A is 60 degrees. 60 upon 3 is equal to 20. So D comes out to be 20 degree. So when D is 20, A is 60, the angles are A minus D, that is 60 minus 20, 40. Therefore, the angles are 40 degree, 60 degree, and A plus D, 60 plus 20, 80 degree. Is that okay? See, read the question carefully. What is given? What do you need to find? The given is the angle in least in degrees. So least angle is to be kept in degrees to the number of radians in the greatest. So greatest angle is in radians. So convert the greatest angle into radians, then take the ratio. So be careful about this thing. Let's take up another question. If G, D and C, capital C, be the number of grades degrees and radians in an angle, prove that, first part, G upon 100 is equal to D upon 90 is equal to 2C upon pi, and second part is G minus D is equal to 20C upon pi. So this is the question we need to solve. See, we need to find this ratio. Since there is single angle, G grades. Now, if we wish to convert grades into degrees, what we need to do is multiply this by 9 upon 10 degrees. But this is equal to D degrees. G grades can be written as G into 9 by 10 degrees is equal to D degrees, because it is given G grades is equal to D degrees. Similarly, C radians. Now, how to convert radian into degrees? Multiply this radians into degrees. Multiply it by 180 upon pi. C into 180 upon pi degrees. Again, this is equal to D degree. Now, according to this, D degrees is equal to 9G by 10 degrees is equal to 180 C by pi degrees. Now, divide proportion by 9. You will have D by 9 is equal to G by 10 is equal to 20 C upon pi, or again you can multiply by 10. So this is D by 90 is equal to G upon 100 is equal to 2C upon pi. This is what we need to prove. That is the relation between degrees, gradients and radians of a given angle. Now to find G minus D. Now in this right hand side is in radians. So you need to convert G and D both in terms of C. Now from this relation, G is equal to cross multiply this 100 pi. And what about D? If you cross multiply this thing, D is equal to 90 into 2, 180 C upon pi. So G minus D is 200 C upon pi minus 180 C upon pi. This is 20 C upon pi. See how easy it is. Just convert grades into degrees, radians into degrees, then equate them up, then take the ratio, you will get the required answer, then express D in terms of C, G in terms of C, subtract. So you will get G minus D. Another question. Another question. A wheel makes 180 revolutions in 1 minute. In 1 minute. Through how many radians? Through how many radians does it turn? Does it turn in 1 second? Now this is a question of simple unitary method. How come? Now 1 minute and in 1 minute we have 60 seconds. So number of revolutions in 60 seconds is equal to 180. So number of revolutions in 1 second is equal to 180 upon 60 is equal to 3. Now one revolution means one complete circle. Now what is the angle swept in one circle? This is 360 degree. We know from the junior classes. So angle swept in one revolution is equal to 360 degrees, or we need to find it in radians. So this is 2 pi radians. So angle swept in 3 revolutions, which is 1 second, 3 revolutions, or that is 1 second, because in 1 second we have 3 revolutions, is equal to 2 pi into 3, that is give you 6 pi radians. So your answer is 6 pi. Easy. Simple unity method. Then you have one more question. A wheel of carriage, is 91 centimeter in diameter, 91 centimeter in diameter, and makes 5 revolutions per second. 5 revolutions per second. How fast is the carriage running? How fast is the carriage running? Now this question is there in this chapter to confuse it out, because it has nothing to do with the angles. It is simple. You need to find the speed of the carriage. So you are given with the diameter, that is 91 centimeter. So 2r, let r be the radius, 2r is equal to 91 centimeter. So how much does a wheel move in one revolution? A wheel can move in one revolution is equal to it is equal to the circumference of the wheel. Now the circumference of the wheel is 2 pi r, that is 2r is 91 into pi, that will give you 91 into 22 by 7, that is 13 sevens are 91, so 13 twos are 26, 286 centimeter. A wheel can move in one revolution is equal to 286 centimeter. Now a wheel can move in 5 revolutions. We are given with it moves 5 revolutions per second. So that is equal to 286 into 5. That will give you 1430 centimeters. So speed is equal to distance upon time, that is equal to 430 upon 1. So 430 centimeter per second, that is your speed. And what about the, if meter per second, 14.30 meter per second, that is the speed, 14.30 meter per second. And if you wish to convert this into say kilometer per hour, then multiply it by 18 upon 5. You will get kilometer per hour. So that is your answer, 14.3 meter per second. Next you have angle between two hands of a clock. Angle between two hands of a clock. Two hands stands for, one is minutes hand, other is hours hand. So what is the angle between minute hand and hour hand of a clock? We will find it through a question that says, find the angle between the minute hand and the hour hand of a clock. Minute hand and hour hand of a clock when the time is 20 minutes past 7. 20 minutes past 7. Solution. Angle traced by hour hand in 12 hours is equal to 360 degree. So angle traced by hour hand in 1 hour is 360 by 12. It is 30 degree. So angle traced by hour hand in 20 past 7. Now 20 past 7, that is 7 hour 20 minutes, which is 7 plus 20 by 60. So that is 7 plus 1 by 3, that is 22 by 3 hours. So to convert 7 hour 20 minutes into hours, that will be 22 by 3 hours. So that will give you 30 multiplied by 22 by 3, that is 220 degree. Angle swept is 220 degree. Also, angle swept by minute hand in 60 minutes, it is 360 degree. So angle swept by minute hand in 1 minute is equal to 6 degree. So angle swept by minute hand in 20 minutes is 6 into 20 is 120 degree. So therefore angle between hour hand and minute hand is equal to 220 degree minus 120 degree, that is 100 degree. So angle between them is 100 degree when the time is 20 past 7. So what you need to do is just calculate the angle swept by hour hand in the given time and angle swept by the minute hand in the given time. Subtract the two, you will get the required angle between the two hands. Now there is a shortcut to find angle between two hands of a clock. So what is that shortcut? Let theta be the angle between two hands of a clock. Two hands of a clock when time is n past m. Time is n past m. M hours, n minutes. Then theta is equal to modulus of 60 m minus 11n upon 2, or theta is equal to 360 degree minus mod of 60m minus 11n upon 2. See, it is quite obvious. Say this is your clock and say this is your time. So if this angle is 100 degree, then what about this angle? 360 degree minus 100 degree. So if one angle is 100 degree, then another angle comes out to be 360 minus 100 degree. So if we want to find this angle at 20 past 7, so m is 7 and n is 20. Theta is equal to 60 into 7 minus 11 into 20 upon 2. This comes out to be 420 minus 220 upon 2. That is 200 upon 2. That is 100 degrees. So that's how we can apply the shortcut to find angle between two hands of a clock. See, the same shortcut can be applied to find angle between two hands at any time. For example, find in degrees and radians the angle between two hands of a clock, two hands of a clock at 3:30. So time is 3:30 stands for 3:30. So m is 3 and n is 30. So we have a shortcut. Theta is equal to 60m minus, just recall the formula, 60m minus 11n upon 2. That is mod of 60 into 3 minus 11 into 30 upon 2. That will give you 180 minus 330 upon 2, the whole mod. That is modulus of, now 180 minus 330, that will give you minus 150 upon 2. That is 75 degrees. Why plus 75? Because we have to take the modulus. Modulus will consume negative sign. So theta is equal to 75 degrees. Now find the angle in radians. What we need to do is multiply this thing by pi upon 180. So 512. So 5 pi by 12 radians is the angle between two hour hand at 3:30. Now there is another concept. We know sum of interior angles of a regular polygon of n sides is equal to 2n minus 4 into pi by 2, 2 into 2n minus 4 right angles, or that is equal to 2n minus 4 into pi by 2 radians, or 2n minus 4 into 90 degrees. Or to further simplify, you can simply remember it as n minus 2 pi radians, or n minus 2 into 180 degrees. Like if you know angles of a sum of angles of a triangle, number of sides of a triangle is 3, 3 minus 2, 1, 1 into 180, 180 degree. Similarly, if we take a quadrilateral, regular quadrilateral has 4 sides, so n is 4, 4 minus 2, 2, 2 into 180, 360. So sum of angles of a quadrilateral is 360 degree. Since each angle of a regular polygon is equal, therefore measure of internal angle of a regular polygon of n sides is n minus 2 pi upon n radians, or n minus 2 upon n into 180 degrees. So with this formula, you are able to find the measure of an angle of any regular polygon of n sides, say of duodecagon, decagon, heptagon, any. Say if you want to find the measure of internal angle of, say, octagon. Octagon means 8 sides. So here n is equal to 8. So measure, it will be n minus 2 upon n into pi. That is 8 minus 2 upon 8 into pi. That is 6 upon 2, 8. That is 3 pi by 4 radians. Or in degrees, if you wish to calculate it in degrees, 8 minus 2 upon 8 into 180 degree. So this is 6 is 3 upon 4 into 180 degree. That is 135 degree. So angle of octagon, internal angle of octagon is 135 degrees. So one last question, then we'll sum up this lecture. The angle in one regular polygon, the angle in one regular polygon is to that in another as 3:2. Also, the number of sides in the first is twice that in second. How many sides have the polygon? Find the number of sides of each polygon. Now let first polygon has n1 sides and second polygon has n2 sides. So according to question, n1 is equal to 2 times n2. So angle in first polygon is n1 minus 2 upon n1 into pi radians, ratio angle in second polygon, that is n1 minus 2 upon n1 into pi, is equal to 3:2. So you will have n1 minus 2 upon n1 into n2 upon n2. Sorry, here it is n2. n2 minus 2 is equal to 3:2. Now substitute the value of n1 is equal to 2n2. 2n2 minus 2 upon 2n2 into n2 upon n2 minus 2 is equal to 3 upon 2. Now this n2 cancels, 2 and 2 cancels. So cross multiply. 2n2 minus 2 is equal to 3n2 minus 6, or 6 minus 2 is equal to 3n2 minus 2n2. That will give you n2 is equal to 4, implies n1 is equal to 8. Therefore, the two sides are equal to number of sides of two polygons are 8 and 4 respectively. Here angle we have taken in radians, you can take the angles in degrees or as the question demands. So that's for today. Tomorrow we are left with only one concept in this, that is a theorem that states theta is equal to L upon R. That is, angle subtended by an arc is the ratio of length of arc to the radius of the circle. So we'll take up that tomorrow. Till then, thank you.